Hey, what's good, y'all? It's T-Wells coming at you again with another video here. We're looking at Bankroll. I want to accomplish three things in this video. Number one, I want to get you into the farm as easy as possible. If you're interested and you've never done Bankroll before, I'm going to show you how to do that, okay, in as few steps as possible. Second, we're going to take a look at some other sort of features of this platform you should be aware of, specifically Stronghold and Stockpile, and how you can use them to hedge fluctuation in the farm tokens. And then third, I'm going to sort of point out some important statistics that you need to be following, monitoring, and where they're located on the Bankroll project page. Okay, so here's Banker X. This is the sort of the token that is helping to bridge the project over to a second generation of farms. If you're like me and we're only able to get into the first versions of the farm in the middle or towards the end, this is a great opportunity. Again, not investment advice, but if you're interested in getting in on this, this is how you need to do it. First, you need to get yourself some Banker, not Banker X. You need to get some Banker. Okay, this is the Banker is a native token of the Bankroll program. The whole project sort of revolves around this. You can get it on JustSwap, or you can come over here and get it on the swap page here on Bankroll. The navigation's over here on the right-hand side. You get all the TRX sort of projects over here. Mobile may look a little bit different, but swap is where you can swap your TRX for Banker, which is the most important thing for you to do if you don't already have some Banker. All right. The next thing you want to do is get yourself some Banker X, because these two tokens are the pair that is earning the highest APY on the farm right now. To get Banker X, you're going to come over to Swap X. Again, can be found in the navigation right next to Swap. And you can see here that you can both buy and sell Banker X. Now, you need to make sure that you are getting the two tokens in a 50-50 ratio. If you've never used a farm before, that's very important. You're providing liquidity in even quantities. You want to make sure that you are doing that effectively from the start. I'm going to show you an easy way to do it. If you come over, again, either navigation or if you have it open, you're going to come over to the farm. All right, and you come down and see the first generation farms are all still up and running. They're probably going to be done in the next 24 hours. Now, if you're just getting into this, I recommend you do not. Again, you do not go into these version 1 pools simply because you're going to close out. If you don't claim your divs ahead of time, you may lose them. It's just, again, I don't think it's a high risk thing at all. I just think that you should probably stay away from them and get into the Banker X and Banker Saver pool that I've been talking about with the highest APY at the moment. Okay. If you've never done a farm, I'm going to talk now about this from the perspective of somebody who's never done a farm before. This is what you need to do. You need to click select, and it's going to open it's going to prompt a window that's going to ask you to approve the pair, right? Okay, you've seen this before, same as any other farm. Once you've approved them, you select a second time, and it will open this little dashboard for you. Okay. Now, if you want to figure out how much Banker and Banker X you need, click on deposit. It's going to open up a calculator here for you, and your contribution is going to be measured in Banker X. So let's say you want to do 10 Banker X. This calculates the amount of Banker that you will need in order to reach that 50-50 pair quantity. So if you've never done this before, you don't know exactly how much you need to purchase on Swap and Swap X, right? If you have Banker that you already have in your wallet, it'll show here, and you just need to figure out how much more you need to get. Okay, but this is the most handy way I found to sort of calculate. And once you join the farm and you claim your divs, okay, and the idea is you want to split the stack and then go back in. Well, when you split it, you want to know how to do that, how much Banker you need to pair with it, because this farm, it's important to note, this Banker X Banker Saver pool does not give you dividends in Banker. It gives you dividends in Banker X. Okay, this is important. This is the new token. And like right now, I got, when it reaches $5, if I pull it off and I want to split it, obviously I need to essentially, at this point, it's probably gonna be right around 8 Banker X. I'll split it in half, keep 4, take 4 over to the swap page, or rather, sorry, take the 4 over here, Banker X, and sell it for TRX. Take the TRX, go over here and buy Banker. Okay, I'm gonna say that one more time, right? If you figured out the amount of Banker you need, you're gonna split this, okay, by taking half of it. You're gonna go over to Swap X and sell it for TRX, and it will tell you, right? If I come over here and I want to sell 4, okay, it'll tell me it's gonna be 94 TRX. Sell it. Don't have to really do anything else. Check it with the wallet, and then go over to the swap page. I'm gonna put the exact amount over here. Okay, so if I do 94, right, it'll tell me it's going to be about 6.2. Is that the number was before? It was. Okay, once I have this banker, again, come back over to the farm, click deposit. I can put in here the amount that I want and then click deposit once they're equal. Okay. All right, so that's how you get involved in the farm. I think this is a great place to start here. These older farms, I said, are going to be retired very soon. They're going to be retired once this number here reaches 21 million, because that is the terminus for banker mining, right? So that, in and of itself, is important to understand that these farms are going to go away. The new version 2 farms are going to come online, and it also means that banker is now a scarce resource with no more inflation whatsoever. So again, if the next farm blows up big and a lot of people want to come in and join it, they're going to need banker, and right, they're going to be driving the price up. We'll see. Okay, it's not going to be without its hiccups, without its whale dumps along the way, but ultimately, this is an important number for you to keep in mind. All right, let's go over and talk about Stronghold and Stockpile now, which is the second part of the video that I want to cover with you to explain how you can hedge and sort of gain some additional dividends along the way. So Stronghold, again, everything can be found over here in the navigation pane. Stronghold has been around for several months now, and it is designed for people to contribute their TRX to essentially solidify and strengthen the liquidity around banker. All right, what you need to know if you're coming in here essentially is that you're swapping your TRX, or you're locking your TRX, and you're getting Stronghold, essentially like an IOU. Okay, it's a way for the platform to keep track of what it is that you deposited, and you can sell out of your position. Now, there is a 10% fee. You should always come down here and read about section. There's a 10% fee on entry and exits, right? Meaning I put $50 down here. Okay, it's since gained some, right, in dividends, but I put 50 down. It's about $46. Okay, meaning 10% of your principal is going into the system. It's not coming back, at least not directly to you. And then when you withdraw, the same thing. So ultimately, if you want to break even and you want to sell your Stronghold at some point in the future, you need to make sure that you've at least reached 20% ROI. 10 in, 10 out, you should break even. Okay, now keep in mind, Stronghold does fluctuate according to the strength and weakness of banker, but this is a solid option to earn some additional divs. If you think that the value of bankers can go up, this is a good option to get into. It has been around for a while, so you're going to have to put in a whole lot more if you want a larger stake portion. I'm not going to get into that now. The most important thing to understand about Stronghold that differentiates it from Stockpile, which we're going to talk about next, is that you can sell out of your position. Meaning it's not a permanent lock. You get Stronghold and sell out. Okay. Stockpile differs in that fundamental way. Once you put your TRX into the Stockpile, it's locked. You're not getting it back. You have to get 100% ROI, right, through the dividend process before you break even. You're not going to be able to sell off. You're not getting any Stockpile to sell off. Okay. This Stockpile is new. This Stockpile is designed to support the Banker X price. Okay, so it's only a few days old, and as a result, it's paying much higher divs. Take a look. I rolled my divs from both Stockpile and Stronghold at exactly the same time, and as you can see here, I have about $5.50, 5.6 US dollars. In Stockpile, I've got about 7 cents. Over here on Stronghold, I have 47 US dollars and not even, just under 7 cents. Okay, so that's about a 10-fold increase, right? Stockpile right now is paying about 10 times the divs as Stronghold. Keep in mind, I can't take my money out of here. Okay, once it's in there, it's in. But I think, again, if Banker X, if this whole the second generation farming is successful, Stockpile is going to ROI pretty quickly, and then some for sure if you're in this for the long run, which you should be if you're coming to Bankroll. Okay, we checked off the second line item on the list here. I want to talk about a few statistics that you need to be aware of and where to find them before we conclude. Let's go back over to the Banker X page here. All right. I think the most important statistic for people to know is down here below the mining or the total mining number. Okay. The reason this is important is because every 1 million, so at 1 million, 2 million, and now 3 million, and then again 4, etc. At each million mark, the difficulty is increased. What that means in real terms essentially is that divs on the farm go down, most likely. Okay, so keep that in mind because this is going to continue to truck along. The other thing is at these million thresholds, the divs get reset, so you need to make sure that you clear your divs before it reaches the next million mark. I know this sounds sort of gimmicky here. Look, it is what it is, but that second point is important, particularly if you're putting a lot of money down here and you've let the divs, sort of accumulate for a while. You need to make sure you're paying attention to total mine. The last thing you want to do is let your divs sit for a whole million's worth of mining, not take them and have them evaporate when the mining levels up. So right now, this is the page that this statistic is found on. Okay, it will be moved over to the farm frame. That's my understanding. The UI will change, but right now, let's go back over to the farm. This is the statistic, the mining statistic here on the farm, which has to do with Banker, not Banker X. Okay, this is an equally important statistic. As I mentioned earlier, it's going to end very soon at 21 million. When that happens, this statistic will be replaced with this statistic. That is my understanding. So to make it easier for you to follow everything more or less on the same page here. This price is important. This basically tells you the strength of Banker, which again is the native token of the Bankroll project, and obviously is paired with everything else in the first generation farms, and is paired with Banker X in this high APY new farm. Okay, so following this is going to tell you how stable your contributions are, your underlying principle of your liquidity contributions are. And if you want to find then the Banker X value, you need to go over to Swap X. Okay, I'm just going to show right here the price. I think that, well, it depends. I think it would be highly convenient if this were to be relocated over here in some way in addition to the mining component. Okay, I don't know if that's in the works or not, but ultimately, you need to be keeping track of the mining progress. This should be kept track of, but it's about to top out. Once this is done, you basically have three stats you need to keep track of. You need to keep track of the total mine for Banker X, so that you're able to follow along and make sure you know when these level ups are happening. You need to be able to follow the value of Banker, which is found over here on the farm. You can also get an app on your phone. And you need to make sure that you are following the value of, of Banker X over here on the Swap X page. The strength or weakness of Banker X and Banker, if you're in this liquidity pool, are going to vary. And as long as one's going up and one's going down, you're going to break even. If they're both going up, it's all awesome. And you just got to sort of keep track of things that way. Stay on top of your money in this way by being on the right pages. I keep a couple of these tabs open in a separate browser so I can follow along with this. Just to recap again, also Stronghold, Stockpile, things for you to take a look at. The farm is exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing what comes online when these first generation pools retire in the next couple of days here, or maybe sooner when this reaches 21 million. I'm looking forward to seeing what the Banker price does. Been accumulating that for a little bit. If you're looking to get into this platform, I wish you the best of luck. Leave any questions or comments down below, and I'd love to read and get back to you. We may start a dialogue on the Bankroll project. I think it's got a lot of promise for the future. Keep rolling with it if you're already in. I encourage you to, again, split your stack and roll your divs, man. And hopefully we'll all get rich together. Not investment advice, but have fun. Best of luck here. And be safe, be well.